just before World War II. Those papers are cited in Bernard Eastland's patents. This is the death ray.
They do not want you to think too much. That is why our country and our world has become so proliferated with entertainments, mass media, game shows, television shows, amusement parks, drugs, alcohol, and every kind of entertainment to keep the human mind entertained.
In order to eliminate this threat and to achieve their objective, the Masons have set about the boldest plan ever devised. The complete control of every aspect of human life, your life. And the weapons they are using against you are in your very homes, entertaining you and your children, and gradually indoctrinating you without you even realizing. In today's society, people are spending more and more time engaged with modern media. These media play a significant role in providing the basis for determining an individual's view of the world, but the goal is the same, to impose their beliefs, their ideology and their objectives on you in such a way that you begin to think with your own.
We are being hypnotized by people like this. The greatest hypnotist on planet Earth is a oblong box in the corner of the room. It is constantly telling us what to believe is real. We're being programmed to see the world in a certain way.
What's the reason you're not hearing this kind of truth on media in general? It's because the media is controlled. What it essentially amounts to here is that all the top media officials are members of these clubs, Council on Foreign Relations, Tribal Commission, Bilderberg, and so on, whose goal is to bring about this new world order.
Well found. It was only necessary to purchase the control of 25 of the greatest papers.
There are certain people that do watch, like, the news, which I think is rubbish as well, because it's just empty. I mean, there's a book called Watching TV News by Neil Postman. It very clearly articulates the fact, this guy's a PhD in communications theory at Columbia University, that you don't learn anything on the news. You, in fact, are actually dumbed down.
Now, many people, especially young people, accept unquestioningly the reality by the media. Popular culture, movies, television, music carry messages about how society works and how people should behave. And so entertainment is not value-free. It has ideological content. It presents a worldview that influences the people who watch the programming. Now, there are two primary means by which people are manipulated and controlled. One is very simple, very basic, and that is simply the control of information. Working as an editor, it was easy to see how simple it is to change the meaning of an event or change the meaning of what someone says through editing. And so I was very well aware of how plastic and moldable media reality was. But I didn't fully appreciate the extent to which we are all manipulated and controlled by media, including those people who work in it. Using television as the prime example of how mental programming and mind control works, television is the most powerful weapon of psychological warfare in history. In fact, the ultimate control is to control people without their conscious awareness. Again, television is a prime example. Think back to whenever you have observed young children or older adults sitting, watching television. They have this glassy-eyed, vacant look in their eyes because they are in a trance state, in a hypnotic state of mind. We don't see it consciously, but subconsciously, the repeating visual pattern of the flicker induces the trance state. And that's the basic principle behind hypnotic programming, is that you get the subject to focus the attention of the conscious mind on one of the five senses. So in the case of watching television, we're talking about the sense of sight and the flickering image. In the case of sound, any repeating sound pattern will induce the trance state. Now, why this is important is that we are more suggestible to mental programming during this state of mind than at any other time. We're very vulnerable to manipulation at this time because the first order of business for a propagandist or an advertiser is to create the circumstances that will induce a state of mind that is favorable to the reception of their message. And that state of mind is the hypnotic state of mind, making television extremely important in this whole process of creating a unified mindset among the entire population.
je vais vous demander quelque chose.
Levez-vous.
En ce début d'année un peu compliqué pour tout le monde et très très compliqué pour d'autres.
Excusez-moi, le vaccin H1N1 est un poison.
Non, dis pas ça. Non.
Renseignez-vous sur le site universal.
Tu lâches ma veste, s'il te plaît. Lâche ma veste, monsieur. Lâche ma veste, monsieur. Lâche ma veste, monsieur. Lâche ma veste, monsieur. Putain, mais merde. Ça se fait pas, ça. Ça se fait pas, ça.
Microbes to control or slow the growth of the Earth's population. AIDS is only one result of these plans.
It was said that the virus originated from green monkeys in Africa and was later passed on to the local population through either acts of bestiality or through consuming them as food. From there on, AIDS spread like wildfire across the African continent and later on to the rest of the world, claiming millions of lives. However, the story was just a smokescreen. On June 2nd, 1988, the Los Angeles Times published an article refuting the idea that the human AIDS virus originated from green monkeys. It uncovered evidence that the DNA composition of AIDS was totally inconsistent with that of green monkeys. In fact, it could be proven that the AIDS virus could not be found anywhere in nature and could only have ever survived in the human biological system. If the virus did not exist anywhere in nature, the question is raised as to where exactly the virus all of a sudden stemmed from. On July the 4th, 1984, the New Delhi newspaper in India called The Patriot published an article making the first detailed charges of AIDS as being a counter-biological warfare agent. An anonymous American anthropologist was quoted claiming that AIDS was genetically engineered at the U.S. Army's Biological Warfare Laboratory at Fort Detrick near Frederick, Maryland. On October the 26th, 1986, the Sunday Express became the first Western newspaper to run a front-page story confirming the findings of the Indian and Soviet newspapers entitled AIDS Made in Lab Shot. The outbreak of AIDS has been linked to vaccine programs around the world. The internationally respected London Times newspaper published an article at the front-page story on May the 11th, 1987 entitled Smallpox Vaccine Triggered AIDS. The article establishes a direct correlation between the smallpox vaccine administered by the World Health Organization to an estimated 50 to 70 million people in different Central African countries and the subsequent outbreaks of AIDS in those regions. The World Health Organization is the medical wing of the United Nations. The evidence suggests that AIDS is a genetically engineered virus spread through vaccination programs in third world countries, germ warfare against the innocent and the weak, aimed at eliminating an entire populace off the face of the earth.
Target is to get rid of so many people as possible and to get as much money for them as possible.
Pour moi, l'enjeu là, c'est d'empêcher que cette campagne de vaccination se fasse. Parce que je n'ai pas envie que mon voisin, petit vieux, mal informé et que tout ça dépasse, se fasse potentiellement empoisonner par ces vaccins. Ni les enfants de ma voisine. Ce qui est en train de se jouer. Je vais être cruel, Jean-Jacques Brien, je vais être violent, pardonnez-moi. Non. Amour. Souvenez-vous, il y a 70 ans, les conducteurs de train de la SNCF, eux aussi, ils étaient réquisitionnés. Et ils ont conduit leur train.
De tous les pays de l'Europe nazie, des trains entiers roulent vers la mort.
Et
j'entends bien le message.
70 ans,
c'est un peu...
Mais oui, c'est violent, je vous avais prévenu. Mais réfléchissez bien à ça, c'est pas tellement à vous que je suis en train de m'adresser, vous le savez très bien, mais je m'adresse aussi à beaucoup d'élus qui n'ont pas conscience de ce qui est en train de se passer. Parce que ce qui est en train de se passer, c'est pas une simple opération vaccinale.
Ce nouveau vaccin anti-H1N1 a été créé en un temps record, du jamais vu dans toute l'histoire de la vaccination.